I am the Techie Flautist, and today we are going to be exploring Star Wars and how you can play along on your flute, or any band instrument technically. So what we're going to do is build the piece from the bottom up, and it's not actually going to sound like Star Wars until the very last step, but I promise you, if you stick with it, it will turn into Star Wars, and you'll also see how every other part actually is Star Wars too. So in music, there are lots of different parts all working together to make up a whole piece. Now, the melody of the piece is normally the part that gets stuck in your head and that everyone remembers and that you sing along with. However, all the other parts are as equally important as the melody. Think of the melody as being kind of like the roof of a house. If you built it just on the ground, it would look a little bit like an abstract piece of art, which would be interesting, but it would never be able to function properly as a roof unless it's got the walls and a solid foundation. In music, there are lots of different components that make up the walls and foundation, but typically they'll include a rhythm section, a bass line, a harmony, and some sort of counter melody, but there are of course other elements. So what you guys need to do is go ahead and grab the PDF download of the sheet music. It's totally free and it's in the description of this video, and have a look at every part. This piece has been specifically arranged for beginners, so aside from the melody and the bass part, the other parts usually have about 3 or 4 different notes in it, so pick a part that is appropriate for your playing level. Now, of course, as the Techie Flautist, I'm going to be playing everything on the flute. However, in the PDF, I've included parts that have been transposed for all the band instruments like clarinet and trumpet and trombone and a few of the others as well. So if you do not play flute, do not stress, you can still join in. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to play this piece 5 times, pretty much like it's on loop, except we're leaving out the last bar until we play it for the very last time. And each time we repeat the piece, we're going to be adding in a new part. So to begin with, you will hear just the bass part, then you'll hear harmony 3, and so you can get in your ears what the 2 parts sound like together and how they sort of work. The next repeat, we're going to add harmony 2, the following will be harmony 1, then we're going to do the simplified melody, and then lucky last we will have the full melody, and by that time it will definitely be sounding like Star Wars. You may, however, need to pause this video and go away and learn the parts before you're able to play along. For those of you, which should really be all of you, who like practicing with a metronome, our metronome marking is crotchet equals 92, and we're going to have a 1 bar count in.